Welcome to Gumzo Siasani Tv. This is politics without filters.
Well, I don't want to look at the ditching. I want to look at the fact that Governor Kang'ata said that between now and, from what I've seen, I mean, I've been busy in Olkarao, but from what I've seen in the media, Governor Kang'ata has said that he's in UDA until 2027. And I think that's honesty, as opposed to many people who are in the UDA, they know they will not be in UDA, and the other parties for that matter. They know they're not in those parties, but they are pretentious about it. So I think we need to have honest political conversations in this country. There's nothing wrong. It's his democratic right to belong to that party.
So you do believe that's an independent choice and there's not been influences for, say, people like Gachagua? No,
of course, he has been written publicly by Rigathi Gachagua that irrespective of what he does, Rigathi Gachagua has gone on record to say that if Kang'ata does not move to DCP, then the former PS for Water, Wairagu, is going to be given a DCP ticket. So I like the honesty of Kang'ata saying that I'm not going to be in UDA. But as to saying he does not know which party, that's a lie. He's going to be on DCP. Yeah. So that some bit is honest, some bit is not honest.
All right.
Because he has been threatened, and he's crumbled, he's succumbed to the threat, which for me is sad, because how can you say that irrespective of how much work, development work Kang'ata does, if you're not on this party, you're not going to be elected? And I think sometimes people need to ask themselves, what worth a seat? What worth a position? What worth a position? How do you move to a party simply for winning an election? In 2022, if I wanted to be governor of Kiambu, I would have been won 8 a.m. in the morning on the UDA ticket. And I was on Chama Chakazi, and I knew the consequences. I knew what would happen. So I am personally opposed to people moving to a party, not because of believing in the agenda, not because of believing in the ideology, not because of shared vision, not because of shared interest, simply just to win a seat. For me, it's incomprehensible.
Yeah. And now, since that time, I think we are now headed to 1 year. I've seen how the politics is going on. Yeah. And I think I'm now convinced it will not end well for UDA party, at least in my region.
You said you've been feeling a lot of pressure when the president comes and he launches all kinds of programs, all kinds of initiatives in your county. You're feeling a lot of pressure. Why?
Okay, you see that point which has also been alluded by my friend concerning the accusation of hypocrisy. I would feel it, of course, when you are seated there with friends. And for me, somehow it made some sense, because a person who is such is a person who is not candid, who doesn't speak his mind, but he feigns. So I said, okay, fine. For me, I think the time has come for me to speak my mind and say what is the way forward. Politically, the truth is, and God knows that's the truth. When I became a governor, my political strategy was to be mum, to be quiet, to just concentrate on my mandate. And my thinking was, when that time comes, then I'll make a decision. And quietly, the people of Murang'a will make their final verdict. But now it reaches a stage when the president is now in Murang'a, when you are put into a corner, where you have to say something. You are being nudged to make a choice, yeah, to announce your statement. And if you don't, people start saying you're not a good person because you're not parroting the certain positions, which for me, and I had said that time, that I feel are problematic. So I said, okay, fine. Let me say today, this path will lead to political destruction. Yeah.
And you're standing your ground. I mean, you're saying you're going to be consistent with this?
No, by the way, God willing, my thinking is that I do not intend now to politicize my statement. Contrary to when I was a senator, you see, being a governor is quite an executive role. You have so much you have to deal with.
All right, listen, Governor, some critics say that the reason you're ditching UDA is because DCP is causing waves in central Kenya. Is that the truth? Is that why? I mean, there are others who have moved. Kanini Kega has moved. Ngirishi has moved.
Okay, for me, it's neither here or there. The only part I would comment on that is what is the role UDA has done to make DCP popular, which is, from where I see it, the opposite of how things ought to be. I say so because, you know, DCP is a competitor of UDA. But UDA, or rather the government, has been doing actions whose net effect is to make DCP more popular. Example, violence meted on the people of the opposition. We saw Othaya church attack. The opposition went up. No one was arrested. We saw an attack in a church in Karibu. The opposition went up. We saw the other day attack on Senator Osotsi. The opposition went up. So I am not interested per se with what the opposition is doing. I'm more interested in what UDA or the government is doing to shoot itself on the foot and therefore strengthening the case for opposition. Exactly the same script that Jubilee deployed in the year 2022.
But don't forget, Jubilee still has a stronghold in central Kenya, in Mount Kenya, so in DCP as well. So which party are you going to go for?
I'm here to decide.
Okay, are you being re-elected as governor, or are you going for something else?
I'll be seeking to be re-elected as governor.
Not president?
No, I don't want. In fact, I do believe that, strictly speaking, the interest of Dr. William Ruto as a presidential candidate, the interest of Professor Kithure Kindiki as the deputy president, they do not conflict with my own interest. Why? Because I do not seek to become the president. I do not seek to become the deputy president. I'm only, for now, interested to defend my seat. And therefore, at times when I see the kind of reactions from those who are supporting, let's say, UDA presidential candidate is against my position, I don't understand, because I'm just interested in my very small seat of Murang'a governor.
Let me ask.
And therefore, strictly speaking, this should not even have been an issue, because it is about what the people of Murang'a have told me.
Okay, so why not resign now and let Murang'ans decide?
I've said that for now I still want to remain a member of UDA party. I've said that I do have programs in the county, which by the way, some of them is a collaboration with the national government. I'll still push them. But Murang'a people will have an opportunity within the next few months to make a decision as to whether my thoughts are right or wrong. Yeah,
you don't seem very confident about this, by the way. If you were to resign now, you don't seem very confident that you'd come back for the next 14, 16 months.
I don't know. The decision will be made by Murang'a people.
Okay. Would you support today, if the following presidential candidates, who would you support? Rigathi Gachagua, if you were given the green light to run?
As I have said, for now, allow me, I'm not interested in politics of presidential candidacy.
Yeah, but you must make a stand, Governor. You must be able. Okay, is it Kalonzo Musyoka? Is it Fred Matiang'i? Is it Martha Karua? Is it Natembeya? Is it David Maraga? Who is it?
No, I cannot speak of presidential politics now. We wait until we reach that time.
I think you're evading the question, Governor. I don't know why. You must take a stand at some point. Which party will you go for? Or are you going to go independent?
Again, allow me to repeat and say it's too early for me to make that call, so we wait.
So what's the next move now?
Although, and I've said this, that I do feel whichever position, or rather, whichever camp I will join, I will have to give them one condition, that they will have to give the following 3 agendas a priority. Agenda number 1, manufacturing. I strongly believe this country, we are here to give manufacturing the right importance. Jeff, look around yourself, the clothes you are wearing, the watch you are wearing, the shoe, the glass, all these things have been manufactured, but none has been manufactured in Kenya. They've been manufactured outside this country, most likely in China. So we are creating employment to the Chinese. The net effect of that is we are using our foreign exchange to import those goods, causing inflation, causing unemployment. Any country can never develop without manufacturing. Yes, I've seen an attempt by the current government to boost manufacturing. That is okay, but the scale and the depth from where I see it is not sufficient. I've seen countries like Mauritius, which pivoted strongly towards manufacturing, where they are. I've seen countries like Bangladesh was poorer than Kenya about 20 years ago. They went into clothes making. They became a strong economy. China has now done away with the tariffs, meaning of African countries, meaning now we are now at a very vantage position to attract investments from Chinese who intend to manufacture and send goods back to China. I believe this is the time for us to become a strong manufacturer.
Is that happening sector. In Murang'a?
Yeah, we are doing our bit. Let me say the pace is not what I would have wanted because we require some synergy with the national government. Number one, the national government, and I want to thank them. They have put an EPZ, but it's not yet complete. The other day when the president came, I told him we would want, with all due respect, water, electricity, roads, investment into that park. The amounts are huge, but I'm not sure I'm yet to get to see that kind of policy clarity and policy preference. But of course we are doing our best within what we can do as a county. I hope the national government will accelerate that process. The other point, whichever side I will go to, is to give education a priority, particularly day school education. As I have said, it is possible for us to give free day school education in this country. Thirdly is some intervention in healthcare, a fund, an insurance policy for the poor, which can be rolled out nationally. I understand some intervention by the national government towards that, but when I look at the scale, it's not sufficient. So for me, I'm sorry to say, but I hold quite a strong ideological position on matters what we can make Kenya a better society.
Yeah, and for that matter, Governor, you're speaking like a presidential candidate. Let's not kid ourselves. Do you have those ambitions?
No. It's not about me. It's about whoever other person who can push that kind of an agenda.
Is there someone out there who you think could do that?
I'm still observing. And by the way, I strongly believed that UDA had one of the best opportunity to push some of this agenda ahead. Let me praise Moses Kuria. when he was the Minister for Trade, he conceptualized something called County Aggregation Industrial Park. To that extent, I think I'm quite thankful of him, to the extent he conceptualized that idea. How I wish maybe we can push that agenda forward and maybe even make it more national. So we wait and see the manifestos that will come out.
Yeah. I forgot to mention Sifuna. What do you think of Edwin Sifuna?
Oh, let me start by saying Sifuna is a friend. We were in college, same class, at the University of Nairobi doing law. And again, you see now, tactical blunder I see on the part of the government. One, the decision by ODM to push him out. I think they should have thought a little bit harder how to contain him. But I don't know by whose behest he was pushed out. He grew. His meetings, then we would see tear gas being thrown. Again, he grew. He started here at Kitengela, tear gas, a person was killed. He grew. And for me, I have a problem with that kind of a tactic. We are only 1 year to the election. When you deploy hard tactics, you're only helping your adversary. And I have no doubt that those actions, including the molesting of Senator Osotsi, they have only made Sifuna Group quite a strong political force. I would urge UDA, the government, to adopt persuasion, to adopt seduction as opposed to coercion. Yeah.
Would you support someone like that if he ran for president?
Oh, let me wait for him again to give us the manifesto. I told you, the bottom line has to be, what is your agenda? To what extent do you believe in, do you conceptualize where we are as a country, where we are as Africans, and what are the solutions to our problems? Yeah, and how do you well articulate that agenda? So from where I see it, I'm still waiting to see who can be able to inspire us towards that a better Kenya. Who knows, maybe even UDA might take remedial measures. I'm only urging them, and I've said it again, and I repeat, one, to avoid violence, or rather, even if that violence is being done by the opposition, fine, they arrest those people. That's one. Two, policy clarity, particularly giving those three agendas priority.
How come you can give a very vivid opinion about Edwin Sifuna, but you can't tell us anything about Kalonzo, Matiang'i, Martha, Eugene, Natembeya, Maraga? Tell us something, anything.
Okay. Let me talk about...
Let's start with Ricky G.
Ricky G, I've said he has grown politically, and I believe strongly one of the reasons he has grown politically, it is how he has been treated. Yeah.
Fred Matiang'i.
Matiang'i seems to have a very good reputation the time he served President Uhuru. Maybe the area he needs to work on is being a better politician, because politics and being a good public servant is like this water and the glass. The theory of the container and the content, they go together. You cannot have water without the glass, and the glass is nothing without the water. So meaning, politics is the container that carries leadership content. That means he needs to improve on his political skills. Yeah.
Martha Karua.
Allow me to skip. Yeah.
You're going to skip on Martha. Yeah. Kalonzo Musyoka.
Okay, Musyoka, he has a certain mien that looks quite attractive, being calm, being composed. I think the area that he needs also to consider is refining his agenda. Because leadership is not just about winning. You must have a certain set of agenda that you strongly believe in, yeah, that push you. And he needs to articulate those agendas. So for me, that to be the area I would propose. He needs to push his leadership.
Kalonzo insists this is his time. He has always been the bridesmaid, never the bride. He insists this is his time.
Skip. Skip that. Yeah.
David Murang'a.
Oh, again, I think again also politics. That ability to understand what matters, yeah, how to do it, how to create alliances. Because also I've realized this game of politics is a game of how you as a leader, you have the ability to create alliances. Politics is like a game. You cannot have a football team of one person. You must have a goalkeeper, a striker, a defender. You have to create a team. So that ability to create a team is what is called politics.
George Natembea.
Natembea, I can only talk of him out of experience. When I was a young person, he was our DC in Murang'a. Yeah, and he had a very good reputation as a person who is very forthright and a no-nonsense administrator in the mold of John Mechuki. So from where I sit, I think he has his place in this country.
Yeah. Listen, you've given your opinion on all male potential candidates for presidency, and you skipped on the only female potential candidate. What are you, a male chauvinist?
I think, of course, I'll say she's a good lawyer. She's very articulate, and definitely she has a reputation of human rights. And yeah, she has a good journey ahead of her.
Yeah, that wasn't too difficult, was it?
Yeah, I think my mistake, and I apologize for that.
Tell me something, come 2027, would you vote for William Ruto?
Let me say, and I want to repeat, that William Ruto is a personal friend. Yeah, is a very, very good personal friend. In fact, I feel so bad that some people are trying to put this as if it's a personal tiff. No, just like the way you have some disagreements, political, you on matters principle, yeah, how you conceptualize leadership and how to push ahead. So for me, I have nothing personal against him, and it is pure an issue, a small issue on political strategy.
You still didn't answer the question. You're just on the fence here. Would you vote for William Ruto come 2027?
I've said I will make that decision when the time comes, not now.
You're just like evading things, Governor. You know that. No. You just can't give a straight answer.
No, I'm just talking the truth.
Why? I mean, why can't...
No, I don't make...
What's going to change between now and 15 months from now?
Who knows? Who knows? So some of these things are remedied. I wish to see a Kenya where I've said, and I want to repeat it, we don't have political violence. No, you remember, Murang'a is the county that birthed Kenneth Matiba. It birthed Charles Rubia. Yeah. It birthed Njiri, who stepped down on behalf of Kang'ata. It's a county that has been at the center of political democracy. And therefore, when I see our politics becoming violent, and when I look at the action the government is not taking, I'm not happy. Surely, I'm from Murang'a. We believe in democracy. I would propose, who knows, there will be some remedial actions when we don't politicize the state where it is used to punish your political opponents. Who knows?
Are you afraid of the goonism?
Yeah,
the rise of goonism?
Yeah, I am very much. Yeah. What kind of a society are we setting for our children? What kind of a society is that? When you see goons, surely, I'm sure you saw what happened to my brother, Senator Osotsi. Is that the kind of country we want? It is not. It is not at all.
Yeah. What is your ground saying? You know, they always say, "Kwa ground mambo ni tofauti." Yeah? What are they saying in Murang'a? Is this why you decided, you know what, UDA is not going to work for me in 27? Because the ground is saying different.
Yeah, there are issues, and I've told the party, there are serious issues. In fact, I've heard some party honchos talking of, I don't know, getting 20, 10, 30% of that region. But you know, that's, for me, they should be aiming high, should be aiming 60, 70, 80. Remember, that's the region that supported this government. So I would want us to look how to make every Kenyan happy, every society happy, and we progress Kenya as a society.
All right, before we go to the feedback, real quick, a lot of people have been asking this question. One term, two term.
One term, two term are good slogans, but they'll be with us for only 1 year, 4 months. After that, those two slogans will be forgotten. For me, I choose Kang'ata care, the medical insurance for the poor. It will be with us forever, God willing. Murang'a Youth Service, where we train young people to get skills. It will be with us for the longest. Smart City, where we are putting cabros and tarmac in our urban centers. Those will be with us forever. Refurbishing our ECDs. The other governor will come after us. He will do maybe something else. So as opposed to choosing things that only last for 1 year, 2 months, I propose myself, let me choose posterity. Let me choose that which lasts longer. Yeah, let me think of subsidy for the farmers. Let me think about giving porridge to the young ECD pupils, as opposed entering into politics that only lasts 1 year, 2 months.
I'll ask again, one term, two term.
I choose posterity. I choose posterity, as opposed something that will be with us for a very short period. Remember, I will never be Murang'a governor for the longest. I'm only there for only 5 years. God willing, if I get another opportunity, another 5 years, somebody else will come.
Yeah.
Let us think about legacy, our position in history. The people will come to Murang'a after 40, 30 years. Remember, there were leaders who made a difference to their people. I think for me that's more important than talking about one term, two term.
But Governor, you love sitting on the fence, don't you?
No, I love sitting where I think it's the right thing to do. I think I have pronounced myself on political issues today, and it was aimed to remedy that accusation. That's it.
What would Kenneth Matiba, Robert Rubia, Charles Rubia, what would they think of you right now? Of what you've done, what you've accomplished, what you've been, and you're sitting on the fence? What would they think of you?
I don't know. I think that is better judged by whoever we write history. I think on the political situation today I have talked. I've given my views on the way forward. As to which party I will join, I will make the declaration soonest. And that's it. But I've decided to talk my political thoughts.
All right. Governor, there's plenty of feedback and questions. All of you're standing by. Yeah, there we go, to the magic wall.
Here I am. This is Ras Bashir, who says, how involved are Murang'a citizens in decision-making? Do public participation forums genuinely influence your policies, or are they just procedural?
Yeah, we do have public participation, I think, from tomorrow, that is Monday, for the next about 8 days. We'll be doing exactly that, going in each sub-county to take views, not necessarily political, definitely, purely on matters of development and economics.
All right, Ras also wants to know, what has been your biggest leadership challenge so far and how did you handle it? And if elections were held today, why should the people of Murang'a re-elect you? And if given another term, what would you do differently? Let's start with what has been your biggest leadership challenge so far and how did you handle it?
Okay, number one, let me start with the issue of exchequer releases. It does delay. You find 1 month, 2 months, the money has not come from Nairobi, you have salaries to pay. You cannot go and tell your employees, oh, sorry, money has not come from Nairobi. You have to think. Secondly, of course, politics. Like now, this problem now which has come of you have to choose and communicate. How I wish, by the way, I was not put in a situation where I have to make this pronouncement, but now you have to make it. The problem is we are now living in a highly politicized time. So I think for me it's a challenge. Yeah.
All right. Don't you feel that maybe, are you not concerned that you've let the cat out of the bag early in the day?
Okay, there is no alternative. You had at a certain time to make a decision. And based on the set of circumstances, I decided time has come. Because now the president is coming. Some people want you to say something which you feel you can't say it. And when you don't say it, they start accusing you. So I said, okay, fine, let me make the call.
So next indicator says, Dr. Irungu, will you still pick Honorable Stephen Mburu Munania as your deputy governor in the coming general elections?
Yes, I think he has been a very good deputy. He's a very young person whom we gave that opportunity at the age of 29 years old. And I have not seen him done something wrong. He's a very well-educated young person, and I think it is important for us to help young people get the skills so that at a later stage they can help Murang'a move forward.
All right, this is at J. Mogul. If we can just go back to the previous question. And he asks, ask Kang'ata how well does he relate with Ndindi Nyoro in matters development in Murang'a County?
Okay, Ndindi Nyoro is a very good friend of mine. He was my CDF chair when I was serving as MP Kiharu. In fact, one of the reasons, by the way, I feel UDA party strategies need to be improved is when they removed Ndindi Nyoro as the chair of budget committee in National Assembly. Yeah, because that way also, okay, there are some actions that have been done in my region which are creating what we call a siege mentality. One, removal of Ndindi Nyoro. Two, the attack on Governor Wamatangi property here in Nairobi. Three, the removal of Governor Meru. Yeah, impeachment. All those issues are creating a very negative siege mentality in our region. In a manner, if I was to advise the government, I would tell them, no, be a little bit more tactical on such issues. So on Dende, we liars. I have a program, Murang'a County has a program called Inua Masomo, where we give fees support to all day scholars who are top 10 in each day school. So the day at times calls me to see how we can push up that idea beyond number 10 in beyond number 10.
You seem to have very good friends, Ndindi Nyoro, Kimani Ichung'wah, President William Ruto. I mean, those seem to be your very good friends.
Yeah. Yeah.
Jeff, this next one is yours and related to actually the strategy he was referring to.
Mm-hmm. Jeff, ask Mahesh if he has done a barua to UDA on what he considered political strategy against opposition. He is best known in barua writing to those in power. I know you did that with President Kenyatta as well. You used to write him letters saying all kinds of things.
Yes, I've said I had some discussion with the party, particularly on the way forward, and there was no convergence or agreement on the best way forward. Okay, let me say that I do not purport to say my suggestion was the best one. No, maybe I was wrong. Yeah, maybe they are right. So we wait until 2027 election to see whether their strategy is the correct one. but I have very strong reservations.
All right, this is Okello Mwalimu. He says, Jeff asked Honorable Kang'ata whether his move to dump UDA Kenya is anchored on ideals or is a result of polarization of the voters. Secondly, can he rate the president's performance on a scale of 1 to 10? Lastly, does he believe that the president deserves a second term? I think you asked the one-term, two-term question. Let's start with this one. Is you leaving UDA based on ideals or on account of the mood in Mount Kenya?
Yeah, the mood in our region is quite problematic. It's a fact, I think. Everyone knows that. And it has nothing to do with me, but it is the right thing. But the mood going south is okay. It happens to every politician. The question is, what do you do to remedy that? And I think that's where there are some differences in approaches. For me, I felt strongly that there should be no kind of attacks on the opposition. It should be about seducing voters. It should be about convincing them, enticing them. But I saw in many situations where violence has been visited on people, including a church. I had a problem with that.
Yeah. Rating the president on a scale of 1 to 10, what would it be?
Let the voters do the...
What is your opinion?
But as a voter yourself?
Yeah.
Let the voters...
1 to 10.
But Governor, you are a voter.
Governor, give us a grade.
Let the voters do the call.
This is Jethro, who says Shunwa is claiming that he used
county funds.
County funds, yeah. County funds for some undisclosed purpose. Will he tell us before Shunwa does?
No, it's not true completely. And as I have said, I wish Ishongwa looks for me. I'll tell him more about that issue.
Yeah, he's your good friend. He should look for you, right?
Yeah.
You're very good friends.
Yeah.
Jonathan Karibu says, say hi to Governor. My questions are, what reforms have you introduced to ensure accountability in county spending? How does your leadership align or differ from the agenda of William Ruto?
I really do not want to appear like I'm comparing myself with anyone. No. That will appear boisterous. Yeah? So I can only talk about myself, and then not even myself, about Murang'a County government, what it has attempted to do. As to whether it is the right, whether it has made the county more accountable, definitely that's not me to make the judgment. The judgment will be done by Mwananchi. But from where I see it, I strongly believe that the signature program in Murang'a that will be helpful many years to come on matters governance and accountability is automation.